I have started noticing a bit of an unfortunate trend when it comes to makeup brands and our favourite products and things like that, and it is really, really upsetting, and that is like everyone's closing. Everyone's struggling, everyone can't afford anything anymore, and I want to talk about it. I want to kind of deep dive into things a little bit more, because I feel like it goes further than that, and I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on a bunch of different things surrounding like brands, brand closures, bankruptcies, even formula changes, things like that, and I don't know, I want to hear your thoughts as well. This is more of like a discussion. This isn't like a deep dive essay style video. It's just kind of like me and you having a chat, seeing what we think, putting our ideas together in the comments, and just seeing what the hell's going on, because something's going on and I want to get to the bottom of it. But just before we do jump into the video today, guys, we are on the home stretch to 6K and I'm so unbelievably excited. 68% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so definitely subscribe, join our little family. I do bright, fun, colourful makeup looks. I talk about what's happening in the community. There's a lot of stuff that's happening right now and I need to discuss it. I do a lot of project planning and get ready with me's, all that kind of stuff. So if that sounds like a good time to you, definitely stick around. I am starting to do a series called Full Face Of as well, where I test different makeup brands, tell you what is good, what is bad, what you should avoid, so definitely stick around if you wanted to see more of that. So, my channel members have actually voted on the Aha Honey palette for me to use today, so that's what I'm going to put on my eyes, but first I got to prime and then we'll get into the video. So this is what the inside of the Aha Honey palette looks like. It's definitely a neglected palette in my collection, which is why I'm really, really glad that my channel members did vote on this. That is something that I asked my channel members to do quite a lot, vote on the makeup that I use and get ready with me's. So if that sounds like a good time, you can definitely join down below. I have a look in mind with this and I'm actually really, really excited because I never play with yellow that much, but today we're going to play with yellow. I'm going to do my eyes first as well because I am planning on using this glitter and I don't want glitter fallout all over my face. So, this video, it's going to be an interesting one, but first I need to start with a black, which of course is not in the Aha Honey palette, so bear with. So there are multiple things that have inspired me to do this video, and one of them was this week yet another brand closure was announced, and that was Shroud Cosmetics. Now I've not actually been in the loop with Shroud Cosmetics that much, however I do know that it is a very beloved brand. A lot of people really like it and it's not survived. It's not survived. It is closing down. And it's always sad when a company closes down. Like, I cannot imagine putting years of hard work into starting your own business and starting your own brand and then having to make that decision to step away from it and close it down and close the doors, because that must be absolutely heartbreaking. Even though, like I said, I did not shop myself from Shroud, I know that they had really, really nice products. I know they had collaborations with Batty Bean as well. I'm sure she is absolutely devastated too. These brand closures, they don't just affect the brand owners, they affect like everyone who has worked with the brand, and it just everyone. Hang on, I need to pluck my brows. I did not plan ahead. This is definitely going to be a trust the process look, by the way. I always do the exact same thing. I get halfway through a look and then I start panicking because it looks awful, but then I manage to pull it back from the brink of collapse. So I'm not going to say anything about the look because every single time I do the same thing and I start panicking. So I'm just going to let it go. But we are looking kind of Cleopatra-y right now. So I'm going to go in to Buzzkill. I don't know if I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing throughout this whole video because it is a little bit distracting for me, but Shroud has closed and that really inspired me to make this video because it's so sad. Like, it is so sad, and I'm seeing this more and more with makeup brands. More and more brands are closing. I think the one that really started it all and that shocked everyone was Becca back in the day. When Becca closed, that was like a big brand and everyone was shook. I remember thinking at the time, how on earth is Becca closing? They are a big brand. They are in big stores. They have products, they're launching products, they're up to date with things. Like, how on earth is Becca of all people closing? And it's just got worse since then. Coastal Scents also recently announced that they were closing. That one I kind of saw coming. They were kind of stuck in the past, I found anyway. Like, all their products, all their eyeshadow palettes that they came out with were very like reminiscent of the first palette that you get when you're like 13. You know, that was my kind of vibe of Coastal Scents. But I do know they had some real staple products, some real staple fans, so they have also closed as well. I also know that the superpower that is Morphe is also in financial trouble, which baffles me. Well, now I think about it, maybe not. But they had a few stores in the UK. I know that Morphe is more of a big US brand. They have a lot of Morphe stores in the US, but in the UK they have a few dotted round in the big cities. I lived in Liverpool for 3 years. The Morphe store was a massive cultural phenomenon in Liverpool. That has recently been closed. The Morphe store has shut down in Liverpool and they are struggling. Doesn't help that they owe their influencers millions of pounds, but we'll ignore that. Avon has also filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, as has Revlon, I'm pretty sure. It keeps going. The more you dig, the more you find brands that are just struggling right now. So what is it? What is it? Why are brands so struggling to stay afloat right now? I have some thoughts and they're concerning. Okay, we've gone from Cleopatra to like Bumblebee, but it's okay. I think I'm going to go into Oh Behave, which is this brighter yellow, and kind of blend that out. So I think all of this stems back to the panini. I can't say the actual word because YouTube will shout at me, but you know, the cheeky cough that went round a few years ago, you remember. I think it all stems down to that. And the cheeky cosy living crisis that followed. We all love it, we all know it. Now, I can only really talk about what happened in the UK because that is where I am based. I'm based in the UK. Obviously, everyone is different, every country is different, but I feel like we all had the same experience no matter where we are in the world. While yes, everyone was at home, able to kind of pursue their passions and their hobbies, one of which was like makeup. I did see a lot of like colourful makeup start to come about during that time where we couldn't go out, and that was amazing. Like, that was a massive creativity boom and creativity shift. However, no one had any money because a lot of people couldn't work, and the people who could work were working. Money was tight, and then obviously the cozy living crisis followed that, and it was a really, really tough time. I remember during that time, it was the first time ever that I was renting my own house and had bills and had travel and had everything on top on my own back, and it was horrendous. Oh my god, cutting this crease at this angle is so difficult. Oh my god. I should have probably shaved the end of my brows before doing this because now I just have tiny little concealer covered hairs. That's fine. That's fine. What are we thinking? Don't judge yet. Like I said before, I always end up panicking, thinking that it looks awful, and then it all comes together. So just bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, so that's the first cut crease done. Still very Bumblebee Cleopatra vibes. That's okay though. That's okay. That's fine. So I remember that time, literally everything went up in price. Everything like doubled, and it was really, really scary. And the last thing that I had in mind was buying new makeup and buying new cosmetics and making myself look glam. You know, it was a time where ShopMy stashes and things like that skyrocketed in popularity, and everyone wanted to use what they owned because people didn't have the money, babe. People couldn't pay for that. Even drugstore brands that we've kind of learned to know as very, very inexpensive options were increasing their prices, and that kind of increased price point has definitely still remained a thing. I was having a look at e.l.f.'s website the other day for my Full Face Off series. Their new pressed powder is £15. What? £15 for a pressed powder from e.l.f. is absolutely outrageous, I think. That is insane. And e.l.f. for the longest time was known as this like really cheap, inexpensive brand for eyeshadow palettes for £4. I remember their e.l.f. Truffles palette. That was my Pan That palette a few years ago. I loved that thing. I completely finished that thing and that was £4 and it was so good. Now a pressed powder is £15. Like what the actual hell is going on? And yes, I know that the materials have gone up a little bit. I know that it is more expensive to make makeup, but I think a lot of these brands are just pure greedy at this point. It is pure greed. I'd love to see the markup on some of these products because you're not making a powder for £15. Like, that is not happening. I can tell you that for a fact. You look at some high-end brands, and a lot of high-end brands have pressed powders for around the £20 range. So why is e.l.f. doing it for £15? That just baffles me. So while I was expecting a bit of a price jump with the drugstore brands because materials were more expensive, like, I understand that. You can't keep your prices the same when materials are going up in price. I get that, that's fine. But for £15 for a powder, that is bonkers. From e.l.f. as well. What? It makes me feel like drugstore has just abandoned who made them almost. Drugstore has abandoned kind of more working class people and people who can't afford £50 for an eyeshadow palette, people who rely on good quality, inexpensive products day to day. They've just kind of abandoned that. And that is a massive part of the makeup world and the makeup consumer drugstore, because a lot of people, most people can't justify £50 for an eyeshadow palette. It's just not going to happen. And the drugstore has abandoned that. The drugstore has got a little bit greedy as well, heightening their prices ridiculously high and just saying, that's fine, people will buy it. But people aren't buying it, and we can really, really see that. Something that I have noticed, and I just thought of this right now, I don't know if you've noticed this. You know how Makeup Revolution was famous for just having about 20 brands under the Revolution umbrella? Have you noticed how they've not come out with a new Revolution brand in quite a while? I wonder why that is. I don't know, I just thought of that now and I thought, oh, maybe that's a reason why. But I remember hearing Angelica Nyqvist talk about, she had a chat with Makeup Revolution, like the owner of Revolution, and he told her that they were struggling. So it's not just these big brands, it's also drugstore brands as well. BH Cosmetics is another one that closed down not too long ago. That was a really good brand. People really, really loved that brand. I remember they came out with their Zodiac collection. People really, really loved that. And then they just, poof, went away. But it's obviously not just drugstore. People, I've really noticed, have turned away from luxury makeup as well. Like, I've never really been a luxury makeup person. I just don't think that it's worth it, especially when we do have drugstore options that are so good. I've really noticed a shift in that, let me tell you. When I saw, and I know everyone has said this, but when I saw the Charlotte Tilbury palettes, the colourful ones, at first I was so excited because, oh my gosh, Charlotte Tilbury have come out with colourful eyeshadow palettes. Then I saw the packaging and the price. These were like £50, I think £60 each. They were so cheap. They looked like Colourpop, they looked like Makeup Revolution, and why the hell would anyone pay that? Why would anyone pay that for that? I don't understand, especially when money is so tight for so many people. It's almost like a laugh in the face. It feels insulting for luxury and high-end makeup brands to be coming out with things like this. It's just like, we've put no effort into this. Here you go, £60 please. It's ludicrous to me. I don't actually know where the inspiration for this look came from. I just kind of dreamt it up and thought, yeah, let's do that. I hope you like it. It's something very different. I think it's really cool. You remember when I said I'm not going to say this looks awful because I always pull it together in the end? This is what I'm talking about. I'm really glad I've used this palette, actually. This is so neglected, but I feel like a bumblebee spy, you know? Let me know, what vibe is this giving you? I have noticed, this is something that I want to talk about. Oh my gosh. First, we need a smoothie break. By the way, my close-up camera died, so it's just me and you today, babe. It's just me and you. She's gone. She's retired. She's gone home. It's just me and you. I've noticed a lot of mainly high-end brands as well. Sorry, I got a really itchy nose. Mainly high-end brands changing the formulas of their cult classic products. So NARS is a culprit of this. I have never actually tried the NARS Orgasm Blush, but obviously I could not get away from it a few years ago. Even now, everyone is still talking about that. Less so now. And if you're wondering why, it's because apparently they have changed the formula of that blush. They've completely reformulated it and now it's awful. And I've heard this story a lot. I've heard that brands are taking products that are cult classics, probably the products that are pulling them in the most money, changing the formula of them, making them not cheaper in like price tag wise, but cheaper as in quality wise and cheaper as in like they just don't work as well. Charging the same or more, that is what baffles me for them. And now people don't want to buy them because it's crap. I don't know if I should put this glitter all over the lid or if I should try like a different one. I'm gonna try this one. Yeah, I think this one works. This actually doesn't have as much fallout as I thought it would, which is good. These do have like a gel infused in with them, so kind of fallout isn't too bad. I know there is a loose powder. I remember I was binge watching Nikki tutorials for some reason last night. I've not watched a Nikki tutorials video in like years, but she just popped up on my YouTube page. So I was watching some of her videos and she mentioned as well that one of her favourite powders had been reformulated and now it sucks. I've seen a lot of this kind of storyline play out. And the fact that brands sneakily do this, the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, I remember that being a massive scandal back in the day. They'd changed the formula, hadn't told anyone, and I don't think it was cruelty-free anymore. I think they'd added carmine, which is crushed up beetles. That was insane to me. And the fact that brands are doing this, expecting to get away with it, clearly changing the formula and changing the quality, charging the same or more, that is just greedy to me. And no wonder people are turning away from them because their favourite products aren't the same. Okay, it's coming together. It's coming together. What do you think? Little side note, I bought these makeup wipes from the range. If you're in the UK, stay away from these. These are so bad. I ended up getting my Old Faithful Lacura ones again because these are just, they don't take off anything. So I'm reunited now with my good old trusty Aldi makeup wipes. I'm just going to take off the fallout from this look. There has been a little bit. It's not completely falloutless. I don't know how I'm going to do my under eyes, but that's a problem for about 15 minutes from now. I know that these like tariffs that are coming in from the US have also shaken up a hell of a lot of companies, and I feel awful. I feel awful for these small businesses who are not based in America and who now have to cut a huge portion of their consumers. I did see an announcement from Shall We, who are one of my favourite brands of all time. I love Shall We so much. I think I'm going to use my Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I'm also going to mix it in with my Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer, just because these two are either too light or too dark. I think they'll make a good match. I don't know. What do you think? Who knows? But I did see Shall We Cosmetics. I love them so much. Honestly, everything that they put out is truly magical and amazing quality. They've had to now cut their shipping to the US because of the tariffs that have come out. And that makes me so sad. That makes me so sad because I know that a massive portion of their consumers is probably going to be from America. And the fact that they now have to cut this huge part of their revenue, and it makes me so sad. And I just feel like makeup is going to go up again in price to try and cover these tariffs and cover these extra taxes, because makeup brands can't afford it. Either they're going to have to make their actual products more expensive, or they're going to have to add like a taxes section to the shipping and like checkout area, and that's going to be a fair whack. It's going to make makeup even more expensive. It's going to make brands even more in the red, because people can't afford to be paying an extra 150% on their products, which I think is the percentage from China. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's something absolutely mental like that. And I fully sympathize with these brands 100%, because that is crushing. You know what? These two together make a really good shade for me. Hey, I was worried, but I shouldn't have been. I really need to buy the LA Girl foundation mixes, because if you have been watching my Full Face Of series, if you have, by the way, thank you so much. It really does mean the world, especially when I'm trying out like new content. If you're supporting that and loving that and commenting and liking and sharing, it honestly does mean the world to me, because new content YouTube doesn't like. YouTube likes my old content. YouTube likes me doing the same thing that I've done for years. And now that I'm reaching out a bit, YouTube's like, girl, we don't know what you're doing. So if you are supporting that, a million times thank you. But if you have watched those videos, you will know that I've been buying foundations that are way too dark for me by accident, and I need some paleness back, because as you can see, I'm such a golden goddess. I'm just tanned. So tanned. I'm not. I have just posted a sneak peek of this look, by the way, in my channel members chat. So if you've seen that a little bit early. And I mean, I love giving like little sneak peeks, not gonna lie. I do still have glitter fallout. It's not as bad as it was, but I'm just hoping it's not going to be too distracting. I love this look. I always envision looks and I'm like, maybe that'll work, maybe it won't, but this is a cute one. Oh, and I think with lashes as well. Oh yeah, it's going to be great. Hello, Stan the man. Hello, Waggly Bum. Do you want to say hello? Oh, we have a Stan with us. Tell them where Mummy took you this morning. She took him to the vets. She took him to the vet this morning, she did. He had his kennel cough little nose spray thing. You were a good boy, weren't you? You were a good boy at the vets. But I've told him that vet visit is the only one he's allowed now this next calendar year, because he has been way too much and I can't afford it. So that was your last vet visit. I hope you treasured it. Yeah, I hope you treasured it. Because that's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. Oh my goodness me, big yawn. He's such a cutie pie, look at him. He has a habit now of standing by my feet when I'm filming and just like looking up at me. And it's like, I want to say hello. I want to say hello to the viewers as well. Don't you? You want to say hi? I'm going to wave. Hi. You're a little baby. You're a little baby. How can I get any work done when you're here? How can I get any work done? He's flopped again. He loves just like hanging his head over my arm. But you're so heavy. You gonna go down then? You gonna go down? Little bit of a stand break there in amongst this very heavy topic. But I would not be surprised to learn that more brands are going to close in the very, very near future, especially ones that are outside of the US, because again, how is anyone meant to cover that cost? I don't know. And it's also like worried me as well, because my absolute dream is to be a makeup brand owner. I would love to start my own makeup line. I've kind of got plans for it already, and I'm just kind of waiting maybe for like my YouTube audience to grow a little bit and kind of get a little bit more of my foot in the door. And then I would like love to launch a makeup brand. But if I've just lost all of my American like potential buyers, like what what is the future of that? Because America is huge, obviously. It doesn't just lose your viewers, it also loses your influencers. It loses everyone, the whole team. Any kind of like marketing team that are in America, you've lost them. You've just lost everyone, and it's so sad. You know what? I was absolutely dreading doing my concealer, but it's not turned out too bad. I've not covered too much, which is brilliant. As always, I'm going to use my Trigwell powder to set. This is in a project pan. I'm trying to finish this up completely. Actually, no, I lied. This is not in a project pan. This is just a casual product that I'm trying to finish. Stan is also lying by my feet, just so you know. He's still here. He's still in the conversation. I've also noticed a huge uprising in anti-consumerism content, and I think this is another massive reason why makeup brands are starting to close, because people are buying like one foundation every 6 months and using it, going through it, emptying it, and then repurchasing it when they're done. People are less likely nowadays, I think, to go and buy 50 million foundations because of the cost of living crisis. And that is cut a lot of products from the market as well. That's cut a lot of spending, because why have I got a dry patch on my head? What is that? Can you see that? What is that? Excuse me? What the hell is that? If I've done this whole intricate eye look and I'm let down by that, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna just try and take that bit off. This is probably gonna be not a good idea. And then put it on again. That's better than it was. Okay. You did not see that. You do not see it. You do not see it. But I feel like back in the day, like pre-Panini, people did just go out and buy 50 eyeshadow palettes, and people did go out and buy, oh my god, there's another one. I don't think I've blended my concealer out properly, and it's dried on my face. But yeah, people did go out and buy a bunch of eyeshadow palettes and a bunch of makeup and a bunch of different things, and it was kind of normal. I've seen a massive shift on YouTube in particular of people no longer doing huge hauls. Project panning is definitely on the rise. Like, I remember when I started project panning, it was this like niche thing that no one had ever heard about, and now it's really become a huge thing. For my bronzer, I'm actually going to use one that is really, really warm tone, and if you saw my full face of Revolution, you will know that my Revolution Bronzer Reloaded is one of my warmest tone bronzers, and I think it's just going to go really, really well with this eye look and bring out those yellows even more. And I don't know, I'm just going for a really warm vibe today. I don't usually go for like warm tones. I'm very much more of a cool tone person, but I mean, can't really escape it right now. Because look at this. It'd be really interesting to know down below, has your beauty budget gone up or down over the past few years? It'd be really interesting to see if anyone's has gone up. Like, if it has, good for you, girl. You must be doing great, because we can't relate. To be honest, mine has actually gone up, so I don't know why I've said that. But it's more because when all of that was happening, I was a student. Now I have 3 jobs that I work, and I mean, I don't really get time to buy anything, to be honest. I think it also helps that YouTube is my job as well. I can claim things on tax, so that's definitely a kind of, it doesn't make things free by any means, but it definitely has like a financial incentive to buy makeup and to buy things for my job, because I can claim it. So, you know, it is a little bit different for influencers and things like that, but from like just a regular consumer standpoint, let me know what you think about all of these, because it would be very, very interesting to find out your thoughts. I think my warmest tone blush is my Kiko Unexpected Paradise, so I'm gonna throw this on as well. Just again, I'm keeping with that warm tone, yellowy, golden theme, and I feel like this blush will go really well. It is still peach, but it's definitely more of a yellowy peach. I don't really have any orange or yellow blushes in my collection anymore. This is kind of the closest thing I have. It's definitely still not orange. But I realised I don't really use them. I'd only really use them for very specific looks like this. So this is the next best thing. And I mean, that's fine. I like that. It's gone really cute. I have also realised that I've not actually formatted my card since my camera just shut off during my full face of revolution. So I really hope you're seeing this content right now. I really hope there's no more issues because this look is so cool. I do not want it to go to waste. So everyone, fingers crossed, please say that you're seeing this right now, and please say that I don't have a mental breakdown later on today. That'd be really, really good. Thank you very much. I just went and did my brows off camera really quickly just because there was a little bit of noise and I am running a little bit behind schedule because of Stan's vet visit this morning. It's, to be fair, I only lost half an hour of my workday, so I'm not crazy behind, but it is what it is. So there is actually a highlight, a really yellow tone highlight that I have, and I still don't know how I feel about it. So I'm going to use it today because obviously it's going to go so well with this makeup look. I really struggle to use this highlight. Words just did not come out then. But I really struggle to use this highlight because, as I said, normally I do very cool tone looks. So this is my opportunity. This is from ColourRose and it is the Water Ripple series highlight. It looks stunning and beautiful and gorgeous, but like I said, I just don't get the opportunity to use it that much. It is a very creamy formula, so I'm going to try and use it with my finger today and hope that that makes it a bit easier to work with. I always get so sad using this because this beautiful embossing is going to go, but you can see there it's very yellow tone. I'm just going to cut. Oh. Can you see that? That is intense. Maybe I'll just pop a little bit on this side as well. Okay, that's intense. I've never used this with my finger before, but I think it is the way to go, just because with a brush, it's kind of like too thick to pick up. You definitely need, yeah, this is a finger application highlight for sure. I think it's too dark for me. Like, it's definitely very, very yellow, but I don't know, it's almost like golden yellow, which kind of goes for this more abstract look. But I just don't know. What do you think? Does it look good on me, or does it, like, not? It's a very kind of bitty highlight. It's not very smooth. Let me have a look. Yeah, it's kind of like a glittery. To be fair, for this kind of more abstract look, it is quite nice. But I would not wear this just like every day. You know, I really, really wouldn't. But hey, we're doing a crazy look today. And that needs a crazy highlight as well. They're not my rules. I don't make the rules. I just follow them, okay? So I'm going to go back in with Honey and my black. Oh, Stan's fast asleep on his bed. What a good boy. If you made it this far in the video, I know it's a long ass video. Hopefully I can cut it down a little bit, but have I got a treat for you? I just remembered Stan had his first pup cup the other day. Look at this picture of him. He is so adorable. So this is your little thank you for staying this far in the video. Look how cute this dog is. It's like all over his mouth. Oh my goodness me. I could have cried. I'm a proper, like, proud mum. It's ridiculous. That's my boy. That's my baby. I can't believe I forgot to tell you that. I'm just using the same shades that we used on the top of the lid, just on the bottom. Nothing too crazy. I normally go, like, all out on the top of the lid, and then lower lash line is just kind of fending for itself. And I am gonna just go over this, like, round bit again because I did cut a little bit off with that concealer application, so I just want to make sure that it is blended. And then just to use like more of the palette, I might go in with Sunburst, which is this shimmer, and just kind of pop this on the lower lash line. Kind of got a bit of blue in it, so I don't know if that's gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna pop a bit of this shade Dandy just over the top of that because I don't think the tone of that goes too well. That's better. Let me know down below, what is a brand that you would not be surprised to see close in the next few months? Like, what is a brand that is just ready to go, in your opinion? A brand that if they shut up shop right now, you would be like, yeah, told you so. I think I want to put like a bright yellow waterline on the inner part. I'm going to go for Colourpop Punch. This is like my brightest yellow pencil, and I really love this for a pop of yellow in looks. That's the thing, I love doing pops of yellow, but actual full yellow looks, non-existent to me. Until today, that is. I did just miss the heat wave with this look. This would have been a great like little heat wave moment, but it has gone back to being cold and dusty and horrible here in the UK, which is great, just what we need. That's what I hate about the weather here in the UK. It kind of teases you for like a week, and then it's like, okay, bye, good luck. But yeah, I've just kind of been like ranting and raving, I feel like, in this video. So let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know your thoughts down below, because this is a really interesting topic for me. And it is really sad because there are so many beautiful brands that are just going to be gone soon, I feel like, and I don't want that. But it is definitely going to be a much more common sight, I think, brands closing. I do actually have like an orangey tone lipstick, so I'm going to try and make this work. This is Just Got Real from SheGlam. Now, I don't actually support SheGlam anymore. I have said in multiple videos that because of their work ethics and their, you just know, SheGlam, we don't really support them. However, I have already bought this product, so I am going to use it. I don't really know which lip liner to go for. I'm just going to try random ones and hope for the best. That's definitely too pale, but we're going to make it work. Brownie orange. That works. Oh, I think that's so cute. I love that. I never wear this either because I'm always doing cool tones, so this like never gets a look in. But for looks like this, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I've had a lot of questions about my lashes recently. They're from Pound Lashes. I don't know what style they are though. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you can find them somewhere. But I do need to reorder these because they're getting kind of janky. They really are getting a bit clumpy. I'm the kind of person, I will reuse my lashes until I physically cannot use them anymore. And these are still good. These have still got a bit of life in them. This whole look plus the base has taken me just over an hour, by the way. An hour and 12 minutes. So not too bad. There was a bit of stopping and starting, but I'm actually impressed that it only took me that long. Okay, lashes tend to make every look even better, and I've already been loving this look, so oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Is it a bit excessive? Yes, but welcome to my channel. That is me in a nutshell. A little bit excessive. Hello. I literally can't remember the last time I did a yellow look. Like years ago probably. So thank you to my channel members for bullying me into doing this look. I was actually low-key hoping that you guys would vote on this palette because I did have this look in mind and this was my favourite one that I wanted to do. I'm gonna have to go and walk the dog with this eye look on, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. So this is the final look. I love this. I think this came out so cool. It's really different, but really, really stunning. What did you think about the topic today? I'm worried, guys. I am a little bit worried. I just don't want the greed of high-end brands to kind of push down indie brands, and like indie brands are the ones that are suffering the most throughout this whole thing, and my heart just goes out to them. If anyone is like an indie brand owner or anything like that, like I'm sending you so, like I'm not religious, but I'm sending like prayers and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what the atheist version of that. Sending you well wishes. Who knows? Who knows? But there we go. This is the final look. I'm glad I used that highlight actually. I'm glad that I know that I can use it in kind of like crazy looks. I don't think this highlight is an everyday look kind of highlight. It's definitely a little bit more of a kind of vibe. So here we go. What do you think? Are you going to recreate this? If you do, definitely let me know down below. Tag me on Instagram. It is caitlin.c_official. And this is where I'm going to love you and leave you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the topic and the look. I think it's super, super cool. Yeah, I think this is cool. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.